points. Scott, go ahead.
Hey Coach, how you doing? Scott Churchson, Stream Punk Sports. Word is coming down the grapevine that Giakoumakis may be unavailable this weekend, and this is an Atlanta team that has yet to score a goal on the road. Thoughts if you got any?
It's difficult to prepare. It's difficult to prepare a game based on guys being in and out, because you never know whether they're going to play. Obviously, we watch the game and we do the analysis and the scouting on the opposition, and we see that Giakoumakis come out the game. But the guys will, the analysis and the scouts they'll do their work. They'll provide a predicted lineup. But I think for us, it's about still, I say all the time, it's about us concentrating on how we become a better team, how we put in a winning performance, how we make sure that we improve the areas we need to. And whichever Atlanta team comes, you say the number 9 won't play, the guy that wins scored 2. So, we just got to make sure we concentrate on the areas we need to be better. We know that every game in this league is difficult.
Mohammed
with the exchange. People say tough loss, but also tough tie as well in Miami. Any positive things from Miami?
Yeah, many. I think, I would be disappointed if there was huge negatives and not so many positives, whether we win, lose or draw. We have to analyse and reflect on performance, and another game where we go behind and we get a result. A game where we created, I think we had the biggest chances in the game. We had big chances. We had to change the shape in the game based on, we thought they were going to play 3, they played 4 based on injuries. We changed the shape, which got us a foothold in the game. There's areas of the performance that were positive, but we have to improve in those areas that are going to give us chances to win. And that ultimately is, we have to defend the set play better. We have to make sure, although I do think it's a foul, I think we have to defend the set play much better, and we have to take our chances. So to go to Miami and get a point is a positive result. I understand it doesn't look as positive as it should based on other results, but if we can solidify our results around going to difficult places like Miami and getting a point, I think that's only going to give us a good league position.
Can you talk about Alonso Martinez's performance and what you expect from him going forward?
What I expect from all of them is performances that are going to help the team win, and I think Alonso definitely put that one in. Started off as a number 9, we went with 2 number 9s, we then changed it and put him off the right. I think Alonso is really strong at running in behind. I've said all along, he's a strong finisher. He's very clinical in his finishing, and I think you can see, 2 chances, 1 goal is, you'd be disappointed he didn't take the second one. But I think for us it's about consistency now. Alonso, it took us a bit of time to get Alonso at the point where he can start games based on he didn't play so much in his previous team, based on the run-in. He come in halfway through the season. But he's trained incredibly well. His attitude and his application and his enthusiasm has been excellent, whether he's been in squads or not in teams. Now it's a challenge, right? You work hard to get in the picture, you get a look, you work hard to get in the team, and you get a start, and then you get a goal. Now it's about consistency. If he, gets in the team or gets off the bench, it's now about continuing to keep the performance level as high as it was, or higher and greater, to solidify playing not only 1 game, but playing 2, 3, 4, being a consistent team player. So the work rate has to continue, and he has to keep the level up.
Momcev has been getting a lot of chances, but he hasn't been able to put any of them in the back of the net. What is your thought process as far as how much more of a chance does he get before you try something else? Or I know that obviously you're working hard with him to try to, put those chances away.
Yeah, I think, listen, we can look at it in 2 ways, right? We can look at it on the negative side and think Moncef's had a lot of chances and hasn't scored, or we can look at it on the positive side and Moncef's had a lot of chances and will score. He's working incredibly hard, and he is incredibly enthusiastic in that sense of continuing to run, continuing to get into position, and I think that's the makeup of a top striker. You're not going to score them all, but you've got to continue to be in the position to put yourself in the place to be able to score, and there's a process for him. He is working hard. I think he's really worked on his fitness level. You see how dangerous he is at running in behind and on the press, and if he continues to get into positions, I'm more than confident that he's going to score goals. And I think this week we do a lot of analysis and a lot of reflection and a lot of looking at how we improve the team. And I remember, our old number 9 went through a really dry period in 2021 where he got the golden boot and we won the championship. So, like I say, I'm an optimist. I'm going to look at how the players work, how they apply themselves, and what they have to do to improve their performances to improve the team. And Munsef's certainly doing that.
Oliver?
Hi, Oliver Strand, Hudson River Blue. 6 games, 6 different starting lineups. We also saw this last year. Are you looking to find your strongest starting 11 and have that core team, or are the starting spots always in play?
I think as a coach, I said this before, I've answered this question before in the sense of if I reflect on my own tenure as a head coach across all the teams that I've worked with, I've always my default has been form over freshness. When we've got into good periods and had consistent results, I've tended to pick the same team based on form. If you look at my teams in my previous job, we had very settled teams. If you look at the team in 2022 that had consistent results, once we got to the 3-4-3 and we played Maxi Lowe and Nico Acevedo and Kevin and we played with Gabi, Santi, Tales, it was a very, the 3 central defenders, Maxime, Alex Kai and Thiago Martins, Sean Johnson, that team was very settled and performed very consistently. But I think you've also got to look at context. I think last year was very different in the sense of picking the same team because the team transitioned through the season. This year, we haven't been able to get consistent results, so we're trying to find form in players. But also at the same time, we've had injuries to Birk Risa, we've had a concussion to Kevin O'Toole, we've had an international break. So I think the small sample size of 6 games is difficult to pick that. I think every coach wants a team that picks itself really, and I think the only way that the team picks itself is by getting into form and getting consistent results. So the opportunity for players to nail down a place and to be on the team sheet through their performance is there. We have 5 games now at home, starting with Atlanta, where if you play well, you deserve to stay in the team. It's simple.
Mohammed?
Mohammed if you exchange again. It's a 2 question. First, congrats on the New York City FC winning, or second team winning the Open Cup game. Are any of these players expected to be in the team on Saturday? And then also, if you could give us an injury update for the team.
I was at the Open Cup game. I think it was a really positive, but two different teams. I went to the first Open Cup game, really positive, where we play with our younger players, and we have a huge focus on how we develop our club and our team over time. We have a really successful academy, and we have a really strong second team with Matt and Danny and the guys working with the MLS2 team. So first game we went with the younger players to expose them and to develop them, and with GA Cup we decided to go with our second team. We dropped Agustino Hayder, Malachi Jones, Rio Hupgun played, and Thomas Romero played in the goal. So really good performances across the board. I think it's likely that Malachi, Agustin, Rio, Thomas will come back with the first team and will be in contention to be in the squad. The makeup of the bench will have some of those guys in. But I watch the second team train every day, and I think there's a lot of those guys that are really pushing hard. Taylor Cagliari has put in 2 really strong performances over the 2 Open Cup games. JJ scored 3, and he's been exposed to our training consistently over time. He's a great guy, a guy that you see in that performance the strengths that he has. So the opportunity to go from our MLS2 team to our first team is always there. We work in real cohesion and real collaboration. So top performance, and we'll continue to support and work together as a group. Open Cup is really important to us. Injury update: Tales is still not ready. He's still feeling pain in the knee. They're still working with him to try and get him fit. Maxi Morales obviously is not with the team in the sense of on his rehab journey. Rest of the players are in contention and are there, ready to play. So Birk Risa is back in the squad, and we'll continue to push the team. Kevin O'Toole is completely, fit now and fresh and ready to go. So we have a squad to pick from.
Onto the Zoom. Michael? Alan?
Nick, thanks so much this is Michael Allen from Approach to America. I just wanted to ask you about the 5-game home stretch coming up. You said you got 5 games coming up in a row. As far as the process goes, and talked about the process this year, what do you expect from the team during these 5 games? What legitimate expectation, and what is this 5-game homestand mean for you as coach and as a team?
I think for me as a coach and the team, it's opportunity. We know that home games give you an advantage. Our league, the stats say that home advantage is strong in our league. But I also think it's a little bit dangerous to think of it as a 5-game home stretch, because it's one game really. It's Atlanta, and ultimately, if we don't win against Atlanta, it makes the 5 games 4 games, and momentum and confidence and improvements in performance will only come in the Atlanta game. So I think we've got to focus on one game, and after that, then we'll move on to the next game. For us, it's about Atlanta bring us, a threat. They're a strong team. We know Almada. We know, they have a lot of offensive threat in the team. But we know if we play, we've got performances to build on from home. First half of Portland was excellent, but the second half has to improve. And Toronto, many parts in that home game, whether it be coming from 1 goal down, whether it be our pressing moments and our chances created from reactions and counter-pressing, or, the way that we progress the ball. The goal is a great example, Julian's ball to Kevin. So have to build on those home performances and concentrate on Atlanta, making sure that we can, continue adding points to the board, but also building momentum in performance.
Javier?
Hey, Javier here, Say Boys. Question for you is, we've seen the team of Matt Freese had tremendous games, been playing really well, but we haven't seen a clean sheet yet. What's that last step you think needs to happen so that you can accomplish that clean sheet?
We have to concentrate better. We have to, reflect on why we got so many in the back half of last year, in the sense of, open play, not conceding goals, fixing the set play, making sure that we defend our box well, making sure that we don't give moments in counter-attack. It's all about work, right? It's all about the processes. If we continue to work and reflect on how we improve our team and in moments, then we'll add clean sheets. Of course, we have to keep clean sheets. This is going to give us the best chance of winning football games.
Final one, we'll go with Michael and Dirk.
Hey Nick, Mike Andrew from Blue City Radio, thanks for the time. Wanted to ask you a question about your style as it relates to development. You talked about the process, that it sounds, based on your answers today, you focus on what players are doing well, and that's a great attribute to have as a leader. But when it comes to actually having to work on players getting better, are you focusing on 1 or 2 specific areas of their game, or are you giving them a full plan of things that they want to work on that might be more comprehensive?
No, I think you have to focus on what is going to get them to a performance level, what is going to get them adding value to the team quickly, what is going to give them the best opportunity to play, what is going to get them in the team quickly and add, a real, give the benefit to the team, what is going to improve people. And I think, if you go across the board and try and improve everything, you're not going to improve anything quickly. It's about understanding what almost is the super strength of the individual and try and really push that, whilst trying to plug that hole in the boat that's going to almost sink it. If I look at Julian Fernandez, for example, really good 1v1 dribbler, goals and assists are what's going to, take us to a better league position and push him to becoming a better team. How we do that is we break his game down and we build him back up. And I think, we're doing that across the board with all of our players. The likes of Michi Ilinic and those guys, there's areas of the games they got to improve. And like I say, if you try and focus on everything, you're not going to improve anything quickly.
God, they all let me down. I always fought just to wear the crown. I'm off at these fucking clowns who were all taught they deserve an ounce. It's only worth it if you work for it. It's only worth it if you work for it. I won't stop till they hear me now. I won't stop till I wear the crown.